Because you guys are playing two real people that have real family that's still alive, and some have spoken out with some criticism about the project, how did you handle some of those opinions? And how did that really resonate with you throughout filming?
I mean, I think it was so important, not just for us as actors, but the production as a whole, to handle this with a lot of respect and care. And I don't know the first thing about what it feels like to have a story or a TV show or a film made about my family. So I appreciate that sensitivity. And I that wasn't lost on me, and that was in the back of my mind, or really not the back of my mind, but the front of my mind.
Sure.
And I think that we really, the focus of this was the relationship between the two of them, and the love they had, and understanding the sort of reality and media circus and expectations that were put upon them, and how these people might have navigated that. So I really think the sort of circle of attention was quite small between them. But yeah, I think really our main focus was to approach this with a lot of respect and care.
John, I want to introduce you to Carolyn Bessette. Carolyn, this is John Kennedy.
Is there anything else, Paul, in terms of if a family member is to watch it, hopefully they do, what were your intentions in making this?
Oh, I think our intentions, my intention definitely, and I think I speak for everyone in saying that our intention was just to bring as much truth and integrity to their story in this dramatic recreation. First and foremost, it's a love story, and I think that it highlights, the highs and lows of being in love and navigating certain phenomena in that time, being in the public eye, and what that means for them on the inside, like behind closed doors, and how that builds their relationship even stronger. And I think that people will really enjoy what we've been able to do and create and explore, and yeah.
Hi. Sorry, is this a bad time? What's going on?
JFK Jr. was just here to see Carolyn.
How old were you when you realized you were the son of a president?
I don't think anyone's ever asked me that before.
The physical transformation, between both of you, I'd love to hear just about that. I mean, was there pressure? I know the early criticism of the hair color was so bizarre because it felt like no one was giving it a shot yet. How did you handle that?
Well, I think she's so well known through still images, but she is, iconic physically, and for her fashion and obviously her hair. I think it was important, very, very important to the production and to myself to get it right, and I think we were successful in that. And it really helped, I think, with my sort of being able to get lost in her, and there's an evolution of her hair throughout the show as she gets older, as she spends more time in the spotlight. I think it just goes to show how dearly beloved Carolyn and JFK were and are. They were fixtures of the 90s, and I think people are very protective and feel very, very close to them. So I think we really did them justice in our series, and I think I was able to wear some of the same clothes from the same collections that she would wear, and it just felt so transformative, and it started making so much sense in terms of how she held herself and how the hair was styled, and I really felt so elegant when I would put on the red lip, and it was all, this whole process was so huge in so many different ways, and I feel like, surely that was a big moment at the time. It's such a small part of this experience, and I think really learning about Carolyn and getting to embody her was such an incredible gift beyond her physical form. There's so much to this woman that I just find so admirable. So that really, I think that was the highlight. That's the big takeaway for me.
And Paul, any favorite scenes along the way? What was a favorite for you?
Oh my gosh, I mean, the whole process, everything is really a favorite. It was such a wonderful thing to make, and I did it with an amazing cast and crew. Doing my own stunts, I think was really cool for me. Driving the car, driving the boat.
Yeah. The bike.
The
bike
bike
was
stuff, the
everywhere.
bike scenes, yeah, exactly. 4 wheels move the body, 2 wheels moves the soul. Those were really good, but I think what stands out probably the most was my first day on set, which is in episode 1 when John goes to Calvin Klein to kind of just break in and make his way into Carolyn's little world there. And for that to be my first day of work with everybody, kind of walking through and having to exude that quiet confidence that John is so well known for, I think just kind of paved the rest of the way for me in this whole project. And yeah, it was awesome.
There's a lot of trade-offs being with someone like that. Shiny people, they belong to everyone.
When you first were presented with the role, what was your reaction to the audition? I know so many audition for the roles. What did you make of this? Did you feel like you were perfect for the part of Carolyn?
Oh gosh, no. I mean, I feel like, I feel like when you first get an audition, it's like the least about whatever character you're embodying. And I knew like general information about Carolyn. I think what stood out to me and what made me so excited about this project was that she felt so, just so fleshed out on the page already in the 2 scenes that I got. She felt there was so much personality, there was so much of her intelligence. She had spunk. She was protective of her own sensitivities, and I think. Once I sent that tape in and then things moved forward and ultimately I got the role and learned so much more about her, that initial take I think and my initial impression of her on the page in those few scenes that I got, it rang so true, which is a testament I think to Connor Hines and his writing.
Absolutely.
Right.
How about you, Paul? It's a little pressure to play JFK Jr.
It's just a little bit of pressure, but what a wonderful opportunity. I kind of have the same thing with any audition you get. I've been auditioning for ever, it feels like. So when it came in, you have so much information on the page. Connor's an incredible writer, so there was a lot of stuff to glean and work from. And then just from my own knowledge of John F. Kennedy Jr. in the story, there was just an easiness I felt I had to kind of play into, like a calm, comfortable confidence. And I guess it kind of worked. And then when we had our chemistry read and there was chemistry there and, things moved forward. And then when she told me I had the job, it was like, oh.
Here we go.
Okay.
Yay.
Cool.
The chemistry was very much there between you. It was so well done between the 2 of you. And
There's your world, and then there's mine.
Every story needs an angle. A happy couple doesn't sell papers.
how much research did you both do? Because I found myself, just for example, watching the fight scene in the park, and I was Googling pictures, and it was so spot on with your body language and how you guys handled that. So how much research were you doing about them, even before filming or while filming?
I mean, it was sort of never ending. Like, there's a lot of information in books, interviews that people have done. The internet there's so many stories and just a lot of information to mine there. My algorithms they seriously knew that I was doing this show, which I almost didn't even need to seek it out. I would get, just pictures of Carolyn and little excerpts from different books, which was really helpful because I think, the process is a long process and to sort of have these reminders. But I think some of those scenes where we had footage, because there's not a whole lot of video footage of them, it was so exciting as an actor to be able to, I think especially for Carolyn, because there's so little video footage of her, to be able to embody that physically and really sort of have this roadmap. And think I found it really promising when you would see the moment before on the page of the script and how it made so much sense as to why they were physically holding themselves. It aligned, I think, in the world that we were creating the moments before and after these moments that we have captured on video. So yeah, it made the world that we were creating feel very rich and true.
There isn't enough exposure in the world to prepare a woman to be your wife.
It's not a question of if I want to spend the rest of my life with you. It's a question of if I'm cut out to be Mrs. JFK Jr.
Did you ever have any fear of just the public perception of how people would view this? Because it's the same thing, like you think of what they went through and then how this will be received. Did that worry you at all when you guys were filming, Paul?
Yeah, I think so. You know, they're such figures in the culture. They were 30 years ago, and they are very much still now. So, you know, there is a lot of weight with public perception, but I mean, I think that we did a really good job telling this story. I hope that it just brings a new light to their story and maybe gets it out larger in the world with younger generations. I think, I'm excited to see how.
It feels like in a week everyone's going to be talking about this.
We shall see.
Are you guys ready for that? Hopefully
Ready as I'll ever be, I suppose. Yeah.
What do you want the family to be proud of in watching it?
You know, I mean, they know these people far better than we do, you know, despite having learned a lot about them in the last year. You know, I can't speak for them, or, you know, I think just what Paul just said, I'll echo that. You know, I hope that it makes people feel closer to them. I think that's, you know, my goal and what I want to do with all art and all my projects is to bring people closer to an experience that they might not otherwise have. And I think these are very well-known people, but you know, there's so much beauty about them as individuals, and I think this project really delves into what made them have so much agency and strength in standing on their own, and that's ultimately what made them a beautiful couple. So I guess just bringing more familiarity, and you know, I'm sure. I guess I just hope it feels like it's always nice to remember.
Yeah. Favorite look? You have to tell me your favorite outfit from the
Yamamoto.
show.
I love the Yamamoto outfits.
So
probably
good.
the cream skirt and the button up top.
Too. And there's something about a turtleneck. I think I was inspired by the outfit. That's why I wore a turtleneck today. Like, there is something to that look.
Yeah, I was really excited because I got to wear that like 3 or 4 times because we shot that scene. It was the wedding party at Caroline's, and I got to shoot that a couple times through a couple different sections. So I was really glad I got to get a lot of mileage out of that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I was looking for that later or something to look like that. Any
The
favorite
rear
look?
has some Yamamoto on it.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, I had so many great looks. I mean, John Jr. is such a style icon in his own right. You know, the like hypercolor shirt was kind of cool to bring back from
sure.
the 90s.
Which one's that?
The one on the boat.
Oh, yeah.
The like purple. Yeah, it's super.
That whole
super 90s.
outfit looked great.
That whole outfit was great. You know, his like casual street clothes
I know.
were really cool, and yeah, the suitings
So good.
incredible. They were very lucky.
The
costumes were
backpack,
really,
the
really good.
hat,
The
it's just-
backpack,
it's
the
spot
wallet
on.
chain.
Some good sunnies.
Some great sunnies, yeah.
So good. So many good sunnies. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
You understand? This family means something to people.
Everything in my life has changed.
You'll never be given the benefit of the doubt again, Carolyn. The whole world will be watching you.
They won't leave it alone.
It's your choice what you want them to see.